Hello and welcome back everyone, I'm Day-Glo Buffalo and this is Let's Play Zak McKracken and the Alien Mindbenders. So when we last left off, we were back in Mexico City after a quick excursion to Mars. And now we have to make our way back out of the maze and back to the airport so we can rejoin our friends. Alright, let's head out here. Basically, we're just backtracking. Going back exactly the way we came, and we're back outside. Alrighty then. Let's head back. Into the jungle, which is all the way over here. And let's move randomly through the jungle. Which brings us back to the airport. So, where shall we go next? Well, let's go for a reunion and head to London. Because there in London, we have Annie waiting for us. Has been waiting patiently at the airport in London for us to make our way back here. And here we are at Stonehenge in the dark. We have a sentry here, and a fence, and a sign. Let's read the sign. Warning, fence is electrified. Alright, we can't talk to the guy, but I don't know, maybe we can do something to entice him to leave us post, or maybe, I don't know, fall asleep or something. Well, we have the whiskey, so let's try giving the whiskey to the sentry. Sorry, mate, you're not my type. Okay, well, maybe we have somebody here who is his type, so let's bring in Annie. Oh, well, first of all, we have to go back to Zak and give the whiskey to Annie. Alright, let's switch, come on, switch to Annie and give whiskey to Sentry. I'd be happy to join you in a drink. Half a bottle later. That was most unpleasant. Well, I guess she didn't enjoy herself very much, but now we can pull the switch. And thankfully that noise is gone. Now, can we open the gate? It's locked. Well, maybe we can find a way to get through the fence. But for that, let's go back to Zak, who can use let's see, use the wire cutters on the fence. Come on, use wire cutters. Use wire cutters on fence. Please do it this time. Alright, we got a nice man-sized hole here. And actually, we also had the scroll from earlier that we couldn't read. Maybe Annie can read it. This is difficult. One moment. It has words of power on it. Gnik CZV. Nothing happened. Alright. Well, at least she can read it, so let's go to Stonehenge. And bring Zak with us. Okay, here we are at Stonehenge, and we got an altar stone. Let's see if reading the scroll now can do something. Neek CZV. Whoa! So we got a lightning strike. Now, again, in the tabloid, there's an article about a man who had a crack in one of the lenses of his glasses. But fortuitously, after he got struck by lightning, his lenses fused back together and the crack was gone. Now, we also have something that we could use, getting fused back together. Because we've got our yellow crystal that is in two parts. So let's use one crystal shard on the altar, and then the other crystal shard on the altar. Now we also need something that will focus the energy of the lightning to the altar, but luckily we stole the flagpole in Nepal, so we can use the flagpole. There. So let's stand aside, switch back to Annie, and read the scroll. Neek CZV. Boom. Wow, the crystal fused and the scroll burned up in my hands. Very nicely done. So, actually, let's have Zak pick up the yellow crystal. But now we should give Annie a bunch of stuff that she's... Wait. We have to move off. First, let's walk back to the airport and deal with it there. Annie, of course, could have done all this by herself without having Zak there, but since, Zak has all the stuff in his inventory, I thought it would... Well, I brought him along for the ride. So, okay, we're back at the airport, so now let's see. Zak. We want him to give the wallpaper map to Annie. Give the yellow crayon to Annie. Let's give the lighter to Annie. Doesn't need... No, I don't think she needs anything else. But just to be on the safe side, let's save so that if I screw up, which is very likely, we can just get back here and continue. So, LP8. And let's have Annie use... No, not Zak. I want Annie to use the reservations terminal. And let's send her to Cairo, Egypt. And off she goes. An enjoyable flight later. She is in Cairo, so let's see what the news in Cairo say. Real life Dr. Dolittle yaks with the animals. And actually, after you learn how to use the blue crystal, you can use it on the yak in Nepal and, well, take over the consciousness of the yak, but all you can really do is chew, so it's not very useful. But anyway, let's move on. Here we are. At a pyramid. With an open door. How useful. And we can head right in. Fortunately, this is not a maze. We can just walk through the door. And we're in the dark. So let's see, there's a torch. Let's use torch with lighter. And we are in the burial chamber. And, well, this kind of looks like a door. But it doesn't open. There's nothing we can do here, so let's head back outside. Basically, I just want to get in there to light that torch. So let's go back to the desert. Where are you going, Annie? Head over here. And go to the Sphinx. Let's take a look at this leg. There's nothing very interesting here, so let's go back to the desert. And we'll go to the other leg. And here we see some strange markings. In the tabloid that comes with the game, there is an article about a couple of archaeologists in Egypt who play tic-tac-toe on a wall while on break, and suddenly a magic door opens, and as they venture in, they find huge treasures, but then some creature grabs them and throws them out. And when they go back, the doorway is gone, so they can't get back in. We're basically doing the same thing as we have already done in this game, so let's see. Strange markings with the yellow crayon, and we saw what we have to draw earlier on Mars. Now, I'm not entirely sure how Melissa communicated all these things to Zak and Annie. Now, they could communicate in their dreams, they have said, but, well, none of them have been sleeping. Or possibly they were sleeping while on a plane while gallivanting all over the world. And here we are, back in a maze. Now, in this maze, there is actually some real danger. There's a chamber where there's a monster that will kill you if you come across it. So we should do our best to avoid it. So if you know where you're going, it's actually fairly easy. You have to walk through the sun door 7 times. Okay, let's pass by the boat because that leads to the monster. Go in the sun door again. Walk all along this highway. This hallway. And finally, sun. I don't know if you can hear the ambulance going by in the background. I apologize, but well, unfortunately, or actually fortunately, ambulances are very loud, so you hear them coming. I live in a fairly noisy street at the moment. So, and here's the door we want to get to. Alright. Now we had to do all of this with Annie because she is the only one in the group that can read the hieroglyphics. Note the TIE fighter over here. So let's get her to deciphering the message. Read hieroglyphics. First push the left button, then the right button, and then push the center button. Alright. Push the left button, push the right button, and push the center button. Uh-huh. This is a map of the Martian pyramid. I should add this to my map. So let's use the yellow crayon on the wallpaper map. I drew the Mars map, and then there's some strange markings here that we want to take a look at, and that we want to take down. So let's see. Well, it's basically a big old letter E. Okay, let me just check to make sure that I drew it right. Okay, yeah. That looks good. All right. Okay, thank you. Anyway, I think I'll end this video here, so I'll thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next part. So until then, have a good one.